It's your boy, glass half empty.
Glass half empty in the building with your boy Mr. Let You Tell It. Tonight's gonna be epic. We're gonna talk about a lot of different shit out here. So understand me. Understand. How you feeling over there, glass half empty?
Man, I'm feeling lovely right now. Got me a little yak to sip on.
I see.
Yeah,
And the glass is almost cleared. I wish I had a little liquor, but I'm good.
it ain't half empty though. It's a little more than half empty.
Yeah, you right. But anyway, man, what's
What's
going on?
what's good on your end, man?
Ain't shit, man. Just maintaining. I'm waiting for the world to get somewhat back to normal. I feel like I'm trapped in a house type shit.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
around with goddamn Ron DeSantis. We done became the epicenter of the world right now. That's what they talking about. Florida is the epicenter of the world for the coronavirus right now.
Damn, they need to hurry up with them checks, man.
Bro, they posting 10,000 new coronavirus cases in one day
Yeah, I
and,
saw some
and,
shit
and
where they did
120 deaths.
11,000.
120 deaths and 10,000 new cases in one day.
Man, that shit's crazy.
And this motherfucker talking about he can't wait till schools get back in session. All the kids need to go back to school.
Hey, he got his job based on a bunch of people that just expected him to help their status and promote their bullshit. Cause
Yeah.
really nobody knew what he could do, and he clearly looks crazy out here. He's like Trump Jr.
Yeah, he ain't have really no experience either.
Yeah,
He just
little
has that
kid.
he just has that right wing conservative smirk on his face and has their agenda as top priority, and he just every time he goes into a meeting or anything that's in front of cameras, it's all he does is promote their agenda. So it's a big step backwards for the state of Florida, if you ask me.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Florida is Florida, man. Florida is known for craziness in the world. So it's not surprising. Florida has become pretty popular on the internet for
memes,
craziness.
memes and jokes and all kind of shit, ain't it?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you think about it, Florida kind of set off the whole movement that's going on right now with this police accountability just off the Trayvon Martin death, man. Trayvon Martin right there in Sanford, Florida. That kind of kicked this whole thing off, and that was in 2012. 8 years later, it looks like people getting some kind of a little bit of progress, or maybe some. We getting our point across.
I guess you could
So
say that. But anyway, speaking about that type of shit, what we're gonna get into tonight, we're gonna talk about because it was a case that kind of set this off to bring this topic up, right? We're gonna talk about these people that's being convicted and sentenced to jail, sentenced to multiple years, sometimes life, and sometimes even death row for shit they ain't do, and they had to fight and claw their way out of the system for decades to get back out to gain their freedom and have absolutely nothing to show for it. Yeah, let's get into some of that, man. The shit that sparked me into this conversation though, you know what I'm saying, was this case that I seen on the internet last year. This dude named Clifford Williams Jr. and his nephew's name is Hubert Myers, right? The Clifford
yeah,
Williams Jr. dude was 34 years old. His nephew was 18 years old, fresh 18 years old. They had a birthday party in Jacksonville. Some shots ring out at the neighbor's house, right?
yeah.
Police swarm the area, blah, blah, blah. They find the girl and her girlfriend shot up in the bedroom. Somebody came up to the window and sprayed through the window and killed one of the girls and shot the other one. So they got a murder charge and attempted murder charge. They just somehow snatched these two dudes out outside the party, whatever. Lock them up for the shit. Get the girl that got shot to identify one of the men, even though this shit was happened in the middle of the night. She says somebody shot her from the edge of her bed, even though all the shell casings are outside the window of the apartment. So somebody shot from outside the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When these dudes go to court, bruh, they tried them the first time, had a mistrial. They try them again, bro. I guess they had public defenders, right? The public defenders brought no physical evidence to their court to their trial, right? They had over 40 people at the little birthday party thing they were at that were willing to testify and say that the two men was at the party. They didn't subpoena none of them people. They didn't ask them they didn't have them come testify in the trial, no nothing, bro. Nothing at all. They simply went off of this girl who got shot in the middle of the night in her sleep and claimed that she picked one of the dudes out of a fucking lineup. And they sentenced dudes to life sentences. The judge overrides the older dude's sentence and says, no, fuck that. We're going to give him death row. We're going to put him on death row. He's sentenced to die for this crime. Bro, this shit was in 1976.
Yeah.
I wasn't even fucking born yet.
Yeah.
Man, been in jail longer than I fucking been alive, bro. Before I was even conceived. Did 42 fucking years, bro. They wouldn't hear none of his appeals, none of that shit until 2017 when the state of Florida, they came up with this fucking, damn, what is that shit called, man? Anyway, it's like a review board. It's like a conviction review board that they came up with in 2017. And I guess inmates could file and plead to them to look at their cases and open their cases and shit. And these people investigated the two men's cases and said that, yo, they didn't even have enough evidence to convict the men. And like the evidence that would have set them free, like they suppressed all the evidence and wouldn't allow it in trial.
Yeah.
And they just fucking sent them to fucking die, bruh. And the dude been on death row appealing his case for 42 fucking years, bro. The dude is 76 years old. And just got out of prison in 2019. And the nephew got out of prison too. The nephew's 61 years old.
Damn.
And mind you, Florida passed a law some years ago that obviously was lobbied by, you know, law enforcement, the correctional system and all of that. The judicial system probably, you know, piece this shit together that they cannot, for every year someone's incarcerated in Florida, they're not responsible if they were, you know, incarcerated wrongly. They're not entitled to more than $50,000 per year for each year they were incarcerated. So you can sit in jail. You can sit in jail for how many fucking years, bro? For like what, 20 years or something like that until you fucking got $1 million lawsuit when you got out of jail.
Yeah, that shit. It's just a shady system, man. That's all it is. And they know the people that's gonna be the most affected by it is people that don't got money for a defense. People that honestly is some of them may be undereducated and they just got sucked up in the system and didn't realize it until they was 10, 15 years into they paid or they sentence.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, like, once the system grabs this person and has the teeth on them, bro, they will never fucking let go. There's something about that they have to keep their integrity and, you know, hold their convictions and la 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 la, bro. They will not fucking give a fucking inch to anybody who tries to get them out of prison and even presents evidence that shows why they should be released from prison or have the case overturned or have the case retried. They don't want to hear none of that shit.
No.
They don't want to hear none of it. They don't want any part of it. And they'll fight to the death to try to keep the people in prison, even when they already got, you know what I'm saying? They got evidence that could free them. And in that case I was talking about, bro, they had a dude who admitted to the fucking killings, bro. He admitted to the killing, not to the police, but he admitted to his family and some other people that he did the killings, and he felt bad that the two dudes was locked up for some shit he did, bro. And this was all within the first, years of them being incarcerated. The dude died in 1994.
Damn.
18 years after this shit happened. The dude who actually did it. That shit's crazy, man. It goes to show like how ruthless our fucking system is, bro, and how they prey on people, and they're so obsessed with their own integrity that they'll fight you to the death even when they know that you could be innocent. They'll hide evidence. They'll do all of that shit, bro. Suppress evidence, whatever you want to call it.
They honestly don't care if you innocent, man. That's not their job. They don't care about it.
Nah, they don't care.
They don't care if you're innocent.
What they care about is proving to the public that, look, we got the guys. You can trust us. These are bad guys. We're going to lock them away, and we always find them. And when we do find them, we're going to bring them to justice. That's all the fuck they want to show, bro. And they don't care whose lives get fucked over in the process, bro. Them two dudes, they was just working class dudes, bro. Imagine how they fucking families and shit suffered after that shit. They don't owe restitution to their family. Anything you do, you got to pay restitution for it. I don't give a fuck what it is. They want restitution, 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 court fines, fees, blah, blah, blah. But they can take your whole fucking life away and make your family suffer for decades, bruh, and won't give you a fucking penny.
Yeah.
When you get out, they'll be like, congratulations, bitch. Go kick rocks, motherfucker.
Yeah, they don't feel bad that you did all that time and you was innocent. They don't give a fuck. They just be like, you lucky you was able to force us to let you out. That's how they feel about it. Like
Yeah, bro.
Like you
They got a show that I don't know if it still comes on TV or not, called Death Row Stories, where they show a lot of them cases that was like that, bro. And it's like the system just is like a machine that's just full steam ahead to convict, 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 convict. Like they don't give a fuck about nothing, about your life, about your family, about your friends, about your status, what you had going on before. They don't care nothing, bro. Nothing. Just get these motherfuckers out of society at all fucking costs. Doesn't matter what. We just need to make ourselves look like we're doing our job and we're taking criminals off the street because everybody's so worried about crime. We need to make them feel secure and make them feel like, where justice is happening in society and in their communities and shit like that. When at the end of the day, they're doing a lot more damage than they're doing good.
Yeah. They're destroying communities and families all day, every day, with no care in the world. They got these little JPay systems, and they raping people just to talk to their family on the phone, and 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 they don't care. Look, you could get arrested for a crime you did not do, and if you don't have the money for bond, you could sit in jail for months on months, and then they drop the charges and you walk away, spent months in jail, probably lost your job, your car gets repoed, got evicted, your girl start messing with a new dude, all kinds of shit happens. And you get out of jail and they just be like, oh yeah, you were found innocent. And you be like, how about them 7 months I was in the county though? And
And
it's
then
like, for
and
what? You didn't
like
have
they'll
money to get out.
be like, oh yeah, and you owe us $1,500 in court costs and processing. Like, bitch, I owe you court costs and I'm fucking innocent. You
Yeah, I'm
pay the fucking
innocent.
bill on that shit. What the fuck?
You brought me in here
Yeah.
and I'm innocent, and you still telling me I gotta pay for showing up. Like, but if I didn't come, I was gonna go to jail. I didn't have a choice but to
Yeah, I
come.
didn't have a choice but to fucking come.
Yeah, hey, that shit's crazy, bro. I remember that shit. One time I got a ticket, bro. I got a ticket. I went to court to fight it, and the cop didn't show up, and I'm like, okay, bet. And this is when I was out there in Texas. I was in Williamson County, and the cop didn't show up, and they said the ticket was dismissed. And they like, they guide you out, like go through this door, stop right there at that clerk. I get to the clerk, and I'm like, okay, and she like $30. I'm like, $30 for what? She's like, for your court fee. I'm like, what court fee? She's like, yeah, it's $30. I'm like, yeah, but they dismissed the case. The cop ain't even here. And she's like, yeah, but that doesn't matter. There's a $30 cost for coming to court. Like, the fuck
Yeah,
you mean? I didn't
bro,
have a choice but to show up here.
bro, they did me the same way, but a way bigger shit than that, bro.
Man,
I got flipped for fucking having an invalid tag on the car, which in Florida now is a fucking crime or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And driving no registration and shit, right?
yeah,
So they give me mandatory court date, which means you have to show up in court
yeah.
or you get a warrant for your arrest. So I end up going to court, and the judge tells me it's $500 for this ticket and $500 for the other ticket. And I'm like, wow, okay. And then he says, and it's gonna be $250 court cost for this one and $250 court cost for that one. I'm like, bro, it's one case. I'm standing in front of you one time right now. What are you charging me to see that? Well, it's two sets of two. How does that make sense, bro? If you're charging me for court costs, I'm in court one time for one case in front of one judge. Why am I paying court costs for each ticket? How does
Yeah.
it even make sense, bro? Dog, I left out of there with like a fucking. Besides that and some other shit I had on my shit, man, I owed them crackers $1,800 and something, bro.
Damn.
I had to get in a program to pay the tickets off. Like they put you in this shit, some kind of payment program where you pay them this and you pay them that, and they'll give you a hardship license and blah. I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna be paying on this shit forever. You taking 30 something dollars a month. How long is it before I pay that $1,800 off? And they charging you like 20% interest on the fucking shit because you in the payment program. It came out to like 2,000 something dollars I end up owing them, bro.
Yo, when people be like, yo, the beast, that's what they talking about. The system is like a beast that will feed on you endlessly. They don't care what you don't got, but they will definitely tell you what you have to give them. Like, you have to give us this, you have to give us this much of your earnings, you gotta give us this, you gotta do that. And if you don't, they come and find you and stick you in jail. Like, oh, you're wanted for tax evasion. Like tax evasion, what am I paying you for anyway? Tax evasion, like nigga, charge it to the game. You gonna house me in a jail for tax evasion for 2 damn years? And you could have easily just let me go and just used all the money I paid in taxes that y'all fucked me over with the years before that shit. What the fuck? You
Yeah.
can't buy nothing without paying tax on it. But they want every inch. It's like you go to work and you be like, damn, I'm getting paid $15 an hour. And you be like, okay, I'm gonna get $600 a week. But when your check come, your shit be 450, 420, and you be like, I don't know, man. The system is just a hungry animal. It's like a cancer that just spread. And every town I've ever lived in, every city, every borough, it's all the same shit.
Yep.
It's like a book.
Yeah.
So
It's the same everywhere, and it's just like it's become the norm for like every city, municipality, every county, everything. It's all like fucking clockwork and shit.
yeah, it's certain towns you may drive through, and people tell you, oh, when you drive through that town, go real slow because they're ticket hungry.
Bruh.
And
My girl, she drives back and forth to Atlanta to see her sister and shit. She gets
yeah,
clipped on 75 for speeding. Like they have nothing to do in some of those fucking redneck counties but sit out there and stalk people on the fucking highway, bruh.
yeah,
You're going 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. They pulling you over, dragging everybody out the car, searching the car for drugs, giving you these fucking out of state speeding tickets that you gotta fucking go back to fucking. If you want to take it to court, you gotta go back to Georgia and do all this other fuck shit. And
yeah.
they got her real good on that shit. I think a license still suspended in Georgia over that.
Damn.
Yeah, over that shit, man.
Yeah,
But
man. They'll do you.
But like you seen that case out of Brooklyn where the fucking DA's office actually allowed them to fucking look into those cases and shit. The 25 or 27 people that they released, they had done a combined of like 100 and something fucking years in prison and shit.
Yeah, man.
They had the cops fucking planting evidence on them and all kind of fuck shit, bro. Like the shit is the shit to me is just out of control, bro. Like the system itself is just the devil, bro. It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
evil.
they
They claim
try to hide the wickedness that they do at all costs, even though they sacrificing people's lives, and they don't care. They don't care about none of it. The only time they act like they care is when they get caught. Then they all want to be like, oh well, and it's like it's just
shit.
I ain't even mean to.
I never see them admit to nothing, bro. They won't admit to anything. And it's like if somebody within the system speaks out on the system, that person is like persecuted within the system. Like
Yeah, he
no,
becomes
everybody's
an
calling,
enemy.
they're calling for his job. We want his job. He's not upholding the integrity of the department, or he's not upholding the integrity of the law and the justice system and the this and the that. And they want him out of there, bruh. It's almost like everybody who becomes a part of that system takes some kind of fucking sworn oath that they're gonna fucking be a devil worshiper and participate in all that shit and keep it in a fucking some type of secret code of silence and shit or something, man.
Yeah, they're gonna go out here and f people over day in and day out, which is what a lot of them do when they always screaming this good cop stuff. It's probably some good cops, but man, the majority of them is corrupted. They took the job just for the simple fact a lot of them, when you encounter them, they took the job because it made them feel tougher. Like it made them feel like they could talk to people crazy, bully people, push people around, and then when you speak up to them, that the first thing they threaten you with is you're gonna go to jail.
Well, the
And
thing is that they've created so many petty laws, like infraction laws and shit, that basically when you walk out of your house and step foot onto the sidewalk, they can arrest you for any fucking thing, bro. Anything. There's a law for every fucking thing. Everything. You stepped off the sidewalk the wrong way, you're jaywalking. You spit on the ground, you're fucking, that's a crime in some area. You can't even spit on the fucking ground. You spit your chewing gum on the ground, it's a fucking crime. You fucking, pretty soon, if you breathe the wrong way, it's gonna be a fucking crime. But what I'm saying is, they've created so many little petty laws to be able to access you as like a criminal offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's
they
almost,
created
like
so much.
anytime they approach you, they can assume that you're committing a crime, or they can say you're committing a crime, because there's this millions of fucking crimes that you could be committing by just standing on the corner.
Yeah, and when you say access, they use that as their way to be able to stop you and speak to you, but they honestly don't even be caring about the little infraction. They just want to harass you, run your name, search you, and see if they could get an F on you. That's it.
Yeah. And then if you talk to them the wrong way, that petty crime that they originally set, that's what you're going to jail for.
Yeah, they're gonna take you to jail for it, the petty shit.
Yeah.
Yep, they're gonna be like, oh, he's pissed me off, so he gonna take this ride. I don't
Bro,
care if you give us
it's like the
6 hours.
system as a whole has like networked together like a giant spider web of different pieces that all they do is extort the people.
Yeah.
And it's created like mountains of fucking wealth for them and shit, bro. Bro, and up here in
Yeah.
the O, we have a fucking 27 floor courthouse that was built in 1997, bro. It was
Damn.
like biggest fucking courthouse at the fucking time, bro. Like they just knew bro, it's 2020. They still don't use all the floors in the courthouse, right? They
That's
still
crazy.
haven't fully occupied the courthouse in the population of this city has like fucking damn near doubled since then. And they still haven't fully occupied that fucking courthouse, bro. And it cost them so many millions and millions of dollars to build this courthouse that came out of all taxpayer dollars and the system that extorted all these people for their money over all these years.
Yeah.
And it's like they saw that in the future, this was almost like an investment for them. Like we know that as the future rolls on with all the policies and laws and tactics that we have in place, that all that shit's going to be paid back through the community, through us extorting them, through us taking from them, through us fucking them over, forcing them to pay. We're going to pay off this courthouse and we're going to make a profit off of the fucking justice system in the process. And they probably were looking in 1997 with fucking cash money in their fucking eyes, like, man, this is the greatest fucking scheme ever, man. This is gonna be great, man. How can I invest? How can I invest in this shit, man? I want a piece of the justice system. The justice system is like the biggest grossing fucking money system in the fucking United States, it seems like, bruh. It's so big that the fucking states don't even want to fucking build any more penitentiaries. It's been like a private sector that then took over and is fucking building private prisons for investors to fucking invest in to make money back and shit. Like, why? There's not enough money to be made in the state prison systems because you got a couple big companies that manage the food and the canteens. You got a couple big companies that manage the phone calls and the data and shit like that. And you got to, everybody can't get in. So let's just create our own system and fill up our own prisons and we'll have our own whole investment going on. All we got to do is just keep fucking people over and locking them up and taking all their money. And at the end of the day, we're going to make a fucking giant profit out of this shit. It's going to be profitable, man.
Exactly. And it's sad because everybody could see it, but nobody wants to admit it. Everybody tries to turn the blind eye to it, that they're literally treating people like cattle, like they look forward to locking you up because the politicians is like, oh, I'm gonna be tough on crime, but it ain't because they care about the community. They're trying to be tough on crime because the private prison sector is putting all this money back into that politician, and it, as a favor, they're sending all these people to prison by making tougher crimes, so them prisons could make money off of them prisoners. The whole system, the whole shit is just is real sickening and corrupt. And if you watch TV, if you watch shows like Law and Order, if you watch all these little cop shows on TV, they'll make you believe that the system is doing its best to help the community, and that's all
Yeah,
smoking.
and that everything that they're dealing with is the criminal element.
Yup.
Body's if they say you're a criminal, you're a criminal.
Yeah.
Really did something wrong. And that's what they're portraying to everybody, that like whenever the cop puts his hands on you, whenever the system puts its hands on you, they've made the right decision.
And yeah, they know what's right, and they know it's you.
And they know it's you. They know you did this crime, and then they will go to any length to uphold the integrity of the case, the system itself, the sentence itself once you've been convicted.
Yeah, once another thing too, once like with law enforcement, if they say it's you and they go and run the investigation and they say it's this guy, you'll be on trial and someone else would be like, yo, it really wasn't him, I did it. And they'll be like, nah, get out of here, you didn't do it. The guy we got did it. Someone could confess to the crime that you're on trial for, but if the police believe you did it, you're going to prison. And they'll tell him to get out of here.
Crime. Once they fingered you for the crime, that's it, bruh.
Yeah.
The real killer can come forward and be like, I did this. And they'll be like, yeah, prove it, buddy. Prove you did it. Because we got the guys that did it. They're already in there. And they're going to have to claw at the system for 2 decades until we fucking finally let them out on a technicality.
Word. And they sleep good at night.
Yeah, they always have, and they always will. Because a lot of them feel like they're right. And they feel like they're fucking untouchable, and they feel like they're fucking
heroes.
And bro, they just keep passing the laws. Keep passing the fucking laws. Every fucking other week, a whole batch of fucking laws passes in all these different states, bro. I just seen some shit like a week ago that said DeSantis signs the new package into law, bro. 127 new laws going on the books on the 1st. And it's like, okay, 127 new laws. And how many times a year do they do this shit, bro?
And when do you ever hear them take any laws off the books?
Never. They never take. You know, it's the first law I just heard them take off the book.
What?
That 50A, the one that, did you see how in New York, Governor Cuomo and them are taking there was a law passed that made police conduct records inaccessible by the public, and they were like under like closed discretion of the department, and blah blah blah. Yeah. So signed something taking that off the books. So now they have to disclose like the officers' records and shit like that.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
And that's like the first thing I've fucking seen, bro. That's the first thing I've seen. The first action I've seen of a law coming off the book. What's gonna happen is they're just gonna keep passing laws till it's like to the point where like we're law locked. Like, what can you do without fucking violating some type of law or fucking committing some type of crime or infraction? It's like everything you do is committing a crime.
Hey.
It's becoming like that on the roads, like with traffic and the DOT and and being able to, you know what I'm saying? They're doing it on the roads, they're doing it with laws and criminal laws, they're doing it with everything, bro. It's like, when are they gonna be like, okay, I think we have enough laws, we can stop now?
Never.
But then what happens though? What happens? We just create
A police state.
a zillion fucking laws to the point. And bro, we're humans. We have the tendency of human error. There's no fucking way. The police officer don't even know all the fucking laws, and he's so-called a trained law enforcement professional. Them motherfuckers don't know shit about the fucking law, bro. They can't tell you what. All they know is a couple laws they know when they want to fuck you over for something. You know what I'm saying? How to fabricate some probable cause to get to search your vehicle and shit like that, or to search your home, or to fucking falsify information for a search warrant.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, it's gonna come to the point where it's like, yo, it's almost like we're expected to act like we're fucking computers or robots or something. Like as we navigate through the world and through society in the United States, like we have to be computers and robots. Like how else are we gonna move without fucking violating laws and fucking and you know what I'm saying?
But they're only gonna enforce those type of laws in poor communities. They don't do that in communities where people got money.
Well, no, but they enforce the laws when they want to enforce it.
Yeah, on the
Which is,
poor.
which is usually in minority and poor communities and shit. Yeah, but it's like if they want to fuck with you, all these millions of laws do is give them fucking more tools to be able to access your ass.
Yeah. They have so many laws that just make up a probable cause on you.
Yeah,
They don't even. Hell,
anything.
they tried to search my house. They pulled up. They brought the whole goddamn squad out and tried to search my crib with no search warrant and had me jacked up for like 4 fucking hours with the bullshit. So we
Yeah,
already know how
I've,
crooked
I've,
they are, man.
I've had a police officer. I'm on one side of the burglar bars in the window, and he's on the other side where all them crackers lined up in front of my house. And I've had him tell me, "Open my door." I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I'm like, no. And he's like, "You're gonna open the door." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "Well, then you can stay right there, and I'm gonna go get a search warrant." And I'm like, "Go get a search warrant, bro. That's the only way you're coming in here." Pissed off,
Yeah.
straight the fuck off, bro. And they wouldn't get out of my yard. My yard, you know, my crib on RP, the whole fucking
Yeah.
lot is fenced in. You can't. It says no trespassing on the fucking gate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They in my yard trying to get in my house at fucking 1, 2 o'clock in the morning because they chasing some suspects, and we got spooked out in the front yard and went in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because fucking police everywhere. They running around. It's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. They see us. What are they gonna think? Duh.
Yeah.
So we disappeared into the house. Couple of the cops seen us. Brought the whole squad over there to my fucking house, bro. I got on the phone with fucking FM with FMPD,
Yeah.
telling them could they please get their officers out of my yard. They banging on my windows. I have young kids in the house. They scaring my kids.
Man, crazy
They end up,
situation.
they finally end up leaving, but it's just the point that like, bro. And the truth is, if they wanted to get a fucking search warrant for my crib, they probably could have. I
Yeah.
mean, bro, the 90% of the warrants that they're getting out there, they falsify information on to get them signed anyways.
Yeah, because what does the judge know? The judge don't know nothing. The judge believe them before they gonna believe you.
Exactly.
When they
Whatever
tell
they tell
the
them,
judge something,
whatever
the
they tell them,
judge
they
is
believe it.
okay. Mm-hmm. The
That's
the whole that whole thing is like a kangaroo court. It's like, oh, this cop goes and tell the judge that you did this or you maybe did this, and then next thing you know, the judge signs off a warrant. How common is it that a judge is gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna sign this warrant for this person. It's not common. All they gotta do is come up there with some bull ish. She's dangerous. We have information of a confidential informant telling us this or any of that, and the judge is gonna be like, okay, here you go.
Doesn't matter who that informant was. You seen that shit about that dude in Houston, Goins or whatever his name was? He been a fucking undercover officer in Houston for like 30 fucking years, fucking all these people over, and they said he had an interaction where George Floyd was arrested and shit back in 2004. And they were thinking about throwing his case out and all that. Man, bro, you gotta look up that dude. I think it was Gerald Coins or something like that.
Story. I seen it today.
Bro,
seen a thing about it today.
And the crazy shit about it, bro, a black dude, African American, doing this shit to them people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about just straight up fucking them over. And you know what? The police love that shit, bro. They have a couple people like that in every fucking city.
Hell yeah.
That know the black community. And they go in there to fuck over their own community on behalf of the police department, and everybody in the department just fucking loves them and shit, bro.
Yeah.
When I was down in Fort Myers, they had one like that. Every time they pulled over somebody black and they couldn't verify their identity, they would call him in.
Yeah.
Come pull up over here. We need to verify this guy's identity. He'll pull up. Oh yeah, that's so and so.
Damn.
You know, I know your mama.
When I was in Broward County, they had a black dude. His name was Officer Butler. That nigga was the biggest black asshole you ever meet in your life, man.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to be doing nothing. He just pull up, jump out, and start and talk shit. And you don't want to sit there and go back and forth because you want to catch a charge for some dumb shit.
Yep. It's like they got. It's like they got food.
Yeah. So.
And they like it's like they Uncle Tommen on a whole nother degree, bitch.
Hell yeah.
Cause they literally out here. They ain't kissing the ass. They out here kissing ass, putting on a show and fucking over their own people, bruh. For what? For their own selfish motivation, you know what I'm saying? Motives and shit.
Yeah, just to kick it with them people, more or less.
Yeah, and win a bunch of awards as fucking cop of the year and fucking hero and shit. But really out here destroying families in your own community over and over again.
Mrletyoutellit.